Hi, how are you? It's me, Jean Harville, and I'm the founder of Raising Kids Who Love to Read by Jean Harville, and helping kids with reading, and also the Reading Confidence Community. So if you notice in those titles, they have to do with especially raising kids who love to read. We have the action is to read, the emotion is to love to read. So we have both the thinking part, like the thoughts that go into reading, as well as the actual action of reading. And then also with the Reading Confidence Community, we're talking about reading, learning how to read, and we have confidence, we have the emotion. So we have both the thing that we want them to work on and also the way we want them to feel about themselves, right? And so that's why those titles have been put together like that, because that's really the crux of what I am trying to work on, trying to teach and trying to help parents with helping not only with that thinking part, but also, not only the reading part and all the little pieces that go into that, and also use the multisensory and coming at reading in a totally different way than they do in the schools, but also with the mindsets, with the understanding, with the inner thoughts, that sort of thing. So that is, that's kind of where we're going. And so I started this series. I started it on Tuesday, and shift your thinking. And so the big shift, what is it that we need to shift in order to be able to help our kids? Because the big thing that I see a lot of parents coming into the group and into the emails are talking about motivating their kids to read. I can't get my kid to want to read. All they want to do is the gaming and the screens and that sort of thing, right? But the motivation to read, to want to pick up that book in order to read, is what's holding parents back. They're having a difficult time motivating their kids. The thing is that we can't motivate our kids. Yeah, it's not, punishment or rewards or anything like that. There's nothing we can do to change that internal motivation in our kids. Motivation comes from internal, right? So we have two things going on here. We have number one is your kid's motivation, and we have number two, your frustration of not being able to motivate them to read or to do whatever it is, clean up their room, or what it is that you are asking for them to do. So let's unpack that just a little bit, okay? And we're not going to get all the answers today, but let's start unpacking what this means. So number one, motivation. And that comes from inside, that comes within. So have you ever had a project that you wanted to do, like you wanted to repaint your kitchen, right? Or you wanted to put shelving in some place that would really help to organize things in your space. For me, I loved scrapbooking. I used to do the paper scrapbooking before it went electronic online, and that was just, I would love to create. I love to do things that are creative. However, if I wasn't in the mood or motivated or talked myself out of the project, such as, gee, I have to go figure out what my paint colors are going to be. I don't even know. I can't decide if it's this color or that color. And then I need to get all the tools, going to purchase my paint. What kind of paint should I buy? I'm not sure. I could ask somebody and get expert advice. All right. And then I need the tools. I need a stir. I need to be able to pour it. I need a tray. I need brushes. I need rollers. Oh boy, it can be kind of mind-blowing. So you head off to your nearest store, like Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace. So I'm just going to stand there and I'm going to get motivated by looking at all the aisles and rows of paint and all the paint colors. And you come out of there like, I really don't know. I haven't made the right decision. So you get to the point where it's like, I'll start that project next week, because it's too much to think about right now. And so your motivation starts to wane as you get further and further out. And you start thinking about, this week is going to be the week I'm going to get that kitchen painted. So you walk into your kitchen, you're thinking, well, I have to move all these things out of my cabinets. So all of a sudden, this huge, great idea has become monumental. And you're to the point, it's like, this is too exhausting trying to figure out, all the steps that I need to do in order to get this project done. Your motivation starts waning further. It's like, I'll do that next month. I'll do that next year. I'll wait till somebody comes and can help me. So it gets keep putting off, right? And so how does that make you feel? What are some of those thoughts that are running through your head? And you're not like proud of yourself or excited that you're able to jump in and get that project done. So, another project comes up and you start doubting, like, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that because look at all the things all the steps are involved. And to get that project done, you already are feeling a bit down, not motivated, because it's going to take so much work to get that project done. But boy, wouldn't it look great if I could have that project finished? And so you think, well, maybe I'll use that as my motivation, and maybe like what it's going to look like on the other side, And I have done that too. Like if I could just step by step my way through the project and get to the other side, I'm going to be so excited about it. But it's that getting that internal switch, that motivation in the brain is like, okay, we're going to move forward with this. We're going to step through it. But your thinking is you've already started putting negative thoughts into your brain about how, I never follow through on anything. That was a great idea. I'm just an idea person. I don't ever follow through. How am I ever going to make it if I can't follow through what I say? Am I being of integrity? And I'm being honest? I've already told my friends so many times that I'm going to do this thing, and I haven't done it yet. So you start getting this negative bias going in your brain. And so you start thinking not very good thoughts about yourself, right? So what about our kids? If our kids, our kids want to know how to read. They want to do as their teachers are asking. They want to do what you want them to do. And maybe earlier on in their reading life, they enjoy picture books. They enjoy, like, this is cool. This is what reading is. I can look at these pictures. I can figure out this story. Oh, they put a few words in here. No problem. I can figure out those few words. And then the curriculum gets more difficult as they raise up in school. And now there's more words on the page than there are pictures. And then the pictures are gone. The words are longer. And I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. It's frustrating, so I'm just going to toss the book down. I'm going to read it later when I get a little bit further along in school. Maybe I'll learn and know how to read that book. So every time you tell your child, hey, this is reading time. I want you to read the 20 minutes a day that your teacher's asking you to, and your child looks at the book and just says, his subconscious brain is thinking, no, reading is hard. Remember, that's something that you've already told me, that you are not liking reading because it has too many words in it that you don't know. You're going to wait until you're further along in school, remember? So your brain is wonderful. Our subconscious brain just protects us. Like 90% of the time, our brain, our subconscious brain is saying, no, wait, danger. It's like danger, Will Robinson's of the long time ago TV show, right? Danger, don't do that, right? So your subconscious brain protects you. Wonderful, right? Thank you, subconscious brain. But oftentimes we have to get in there and do some rethinking, some rewiring of our thoughts to retrain our subconscious brain and say, no, I really want to do this, and change that around. So again, motivation comes from within. Within, with you wanting to get a project finished, with your child really wanting to read because they see all their friends reading. They see that they're not up to what the rest of their classmates are doing. They know that. They feel that. All right. So the number 2 issue we're talking about is your own frustration as a parent, right? You become frustrated because maybe you have, how does it feel that, let's go back to the kitchen project. How are you feeling that you want to do that fun thing, paint your kitchen or plant a garden, but your motivation switch turns off because of all the different steps you've already thought about that you have to go through in order to get that. You become frustrated, and it becomes like, the thoughts start rolling through that you're just not good enough, you're not good for your word, you're not honest, you're not in integrity of what you say you're going to do, because you say, I'll tell everybody, and that will motivate me, and that will get me doing the project. But then you start realizing, you know what, I'm not doing it. So what does that look like to all my people that I talked about, right? And so, these thoughts creep into your brain. They talk about, I'm not good enough. Who am I to be doing this project? So these thoughts are scrolling through your brain, right? And so it's not, it just doesn't work that way. So the same thing with our kids with reading. So these thoughts are rolling through their brain too, that they're not reading, okay? And then how about you? Your thoughts as a parent or looking at your child's still not picking up the book to read. The thoughts are, if my child's not reading by the time they're in kindergarten, they're going to be behind. Well, if they're not reading by the time they're in first grade, they're really going to struggle. Second grade, they're going to be reading by second grade, but if they're not reading by second grade, they're going to be super behind. And what are all my friends going to say? What are their friends going to say? Well, it's just not going to work. And my child's just not, you can kind of look at your child, it's like his light is just turned off. He's not motivated to want to read. And so you're struggling with, like a failure. You're feeling like a failure as a mom or a dad. And you're feeling like my child's never going to be caught up. My child's never going to, read to the level where he's going to be able to take on harder and harder, more difficult curriculum as he moves through school. So what is it that, starts snowballing like that? What's happening is our thoughts, our negative thoughts are wiring are being hardwired into our subconscious brain, and our subconscious brain is keeping us from moving forward because the subconscious brain thinks of it as danger. That if you step out to try to do that project or your child to step out to read that book, the subconscious brain is so strong that, and we have hardwired this. Like, where did that messages come from? Where did those thoughts come from? So what I want you to do, between now and next week is we're going to keep moving on this topic. Even the weeks as we come along here, we're going to be talking about like, why is it important? How can we change these thoughts, and why is it important to do that, and how do we go about doing this, right? And so what I want you to do between now and next week or any time is to, if you have a negative thought that's running through your head, like, geez, I really wish my child would make his bed or whatever, and you've told your child and you're thinking, wow, I'm not a good mom, I really want my child to do this. Write these things down, pencil to paper or pen to paper, write them down. It's important that you write them down. It gets them out of your head, gets them from swirling out of your head. You can see them. Now, I know we're the age of digital, you can just take your phone like this, but seriously, write down on a piece of paper somewhere and take your pen or pencil and write the thoughts out. Anything negative that comes through your brain, anything negative that comes in there. And then we're going to explore those thoughts next week, okay? We're going to explore how we can change those thoughts. And that's going to totally shift our perspective and our view of what is going on as a parent. It's going to help us to become a better parent, for one thing, okay? And it's going to help our kids, too. So our kids want to, they want to read. They want to keep up with their classmates. They want to please you. They really do. And it's just that we need to figure out how to get that motivation, but we also have to take a look at ourselves as to where we're coming from and what are the things that our brain is telling us. What are we telling our brain? And then how is our brain stopping us or putting that foot on the brake and stopping us from moving forward into things that we want to do, right? That we would love to plant that garden. We would love to paint that kitchen, but there's something holding us back. So I'm going to leave you with that and that project to just take a pen and paper and just jot down any negative comments or any negative thoughts that you that kind of scroll through your brain in the midst of your day-to-day mothering and taking care of your family. Just keep that list somewhere. You can keep it privately and just jot it down. It's something that I want you to be aware of so that you can go back, because oftentimes when you think back, I can't remember, I don't remember those negatives. I have no idea. But in the moment, when you feel something or hear something or something is running through your brain is telling you can't do something, or you're not worthy, or you're not smart enough, or just whatever that you're feeling, write it down. Just write it down on a piece of paper Don't just type it in your computer or on your phone. Write it down and just tuck that away, and we'll explore more about that next week, okay? So, y'all have a great weekend, and I will see you. Bye-bye.